We're going to unbox this 2K monitor and see how it compares to a 1080p monitor. $1440p monitors are pretty new right now, so I'm looking into this monitor that I'm opening. It's an X27i gaming monitor by HP, and I actually ordered it off of Amazon. But you'll be able to see when I ordered this, I actually ordered it, refurbished. So it was probably an open box, but I really wanted to see how it would compare to a 1080p monitor. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to unbox it, but then I'm also going to compare it to a 1080p monitor, because one of my main concerns was how video would look on a 1080p monitor. Being a content creator, I do a little bit of gaming, but I do a lot of video editing being a content creator. So that's what I was looking for to compare it, and we'll see how it looks like. But as I'm taking out this monitor, you can see that it is by HP, and it looks like it's still in pretty good condition. You still have that little peel off on the back of the HP logo, so I'm going to take that off. It looks like a sturdy quality, a good build. It has very smooth lines, and it looks really neat. So we'll have to see how it looks on the front, but this is a pretty sturdy and thicker monitor compared to your regular 1080p monitors, and that might be because of the 144 hertz. And I also see that on the back it has a display port and an HDMI. So you can see here where there is a display port and an HDMI and an audio. And here is a regular power on the back where you can plug in the power. On the front, I really like the look on this one. One of my concerns was that it was going to be a shiny finish or a glossy finish on the monitor, but it's more like a matte finish. I've never been a fan of glossy finishes on a monitor before, but as I'm looking at this monitor, it actually is in between a matte finish and a glossy finish. So let me zoom out so you can see what it looks like. You can see how it is very nice and curved on the sides, and it has that green lining going on the bottom, but you can also see the 4 buttons on the bottom where you can select the source and everything. Let's see what else is in the box, and I'll just pull it out. There are some cables in here. I can see, oh yes, the stand on the bottom. So how big the monitor is, the stand looks like, the base looks very small, and it basically screws in with this attachment on the bottom, but it also revolves around with the base. I think on the bottom is something that helps it revolve around. So what else is on here is that it is a monitor with the adjustable bottom. So this is just gonna pull out on the bottom, and I'll be able to attach it to the base. So I give a little push to it and it revolves around and locks in place. And now I'm gonna attach the base to it, and it basically screws on. So it's a very simple fit. Snaps on and you screw it in. But since I'm gonna be mounting it to a VESA 100mm, I'm not going to be using this, and you'll see that in the end of the video. But what I was talking about, the revolving base, that sort of gives you a little bit of mobility if you want to rotate it. So take a look at that. That's the finished product. That's how it looks. And you can see it looks pretty neat. And let me pan out the video, and that's how it looks. It has a nice finish to it, and that's how gaming monitor is supposed to look like. So I have the HDMI cord and the power cord. I'm going to hook this up, and what I'm going to do in this test is I'm going to set both monitors. I have an older monitor that is also by HP, which is a 1080p monitor, and then the newer monitor that I just got is 1440p, 144 hertz. what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the resolution to 1440p on the monitor, and then I'm going to compare it. I'm just going to randomly YouTube a video 1440p, and then I'm going to check that out. So now that I have both monitors running identical, the same display, and you can right off the bat see, and I can see this in person, is that 1440p, once I set the resolution, is much more crisper. And you really can tell the difference even by looking at the icons or reading the text on the screen. It is a much nicer finish. And the thing is, once you do get used to a 1440p monitor, even if you're a content creator or a gamer, you would most likely not go back. I can tell the difference right away. So let's go to youtube.com, and I'm going to take a look at a regular 1440p video and see how it looks. At this point, I have not set the refresh rate, so they're both running 60 hertz just to get a better comparison. But let's just do 1440p, and the first video that comes up is this video right here. So the credit goes to this person, whoever created this video. I'll go ahead and click it, and you can see right here, and I don't know whether you can notice the difference or not, but I can tell by the way the rendering is, by the way the light reflects off of the car, and the little things here and there. There is that little extra crispiness to the monitor on the right hand side, which is the 1440p monitor. So once again, when you do go ahead and start using a 1440p monitor, I don't think you'll go ahead and go back to using a regular monitor. It is just so nice to have a higher resolution. And for me, who's not even a person who is well versed in looking at graphics or realizing what true quality looks like, I can tell that there is a really nice difference. But now, once again, my main concern was watching a video that is 1080p on my monitor, on my 1440p, and I had heard that I would have some degradation in quality when I went ahead and did that. So with this test, what I did was I also looked at 1080p on the monitor, and when I had both videos playing, I could tell the difference, that it was different. But you can look at the thickness, you can look at the quality, you can look at, it's not a complete matte finish. It has a slight amount of glossiness to it, but overall I would rate it very nice based on quality. With 1080p, you do get a little bit of a degradation because the video cannot upscale to your higher resolution monitor. So keep that in mind. But I hardly notice the difference when I'm watching videos here and there. But yeah, that's how it looks. I turn the lights off to see if there's any bleed. It depends on the angle that you're looking at. You can see some whiteness emanating from the lower right hand corner of the screen, but when I go lower a little bit, when I angle the camera a little bit lower, it sort of goes away. But in real life, you can't even tell the difference with the monitor. So that's basically what it is. It looks pretty good. It's nice to have, and I would definitely recommend this monitor if you were to purchase a 1440p monitor. 4Ks are really expensive right now. That is why I am not purchasing 4K. But this is my setup. What I did afterwards is I put the 1440p on the VESA mount, and I put the regular monitor on the side, and that's how it's set up. So this is the X27i, and the other monitor is the 1080p monitor, which is also an HP27YH.